Welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Pauper. This is a dealer's choice from Patreon subscriber R Gold that I'm choosing to play this format because I'm recording this in the unfortunate window that pre-recorded content creates before ban list updates, where a couple days from the time of this recording, I expect there to be major shakeups across many constructed formats, but I have to record now for next week. By the time you're seeing this, you know what happened, and I'm sure you all want spicy new landscape, modern, and legacy content, but, you know, I'm doing my best to put out stuff that's not irrelevant by the time I post it. This is Broodscale combo. It is currently the top deck, according to MTG Goldfish, in the Pauper metagame. It is a deck made possible by Modern Horizons 3, and I have not played Pauper since this set hit. The combo here is Basking Broodscale. It's a grizzly bear with the void, 1 and a green to adapt it, and you put a +1 counter on it. Whenever 1 or more +1 counters are put on Basking Broodscale, I almost said Brewalla. I want this to be a Basking Brewalla deck so bad. Whenever 1 or more counters are put on Basking Broodscale, you may create a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn token with sack this to add colorless. Sadistic Glee is a 1-mana enchantment from Tempest, the best set ever made, that reads, whenever a creature dies, put a +1 counter on enchanted creature. The combo here is, whenever a +1 counter is placed on this, you make a 0/1 that can die on purpose. You sack that, it puts a +1 counter because something died, and then you make another one. This generates infinite colorless mana and makes your creature infinitely large. Also featured in the deck, Writhing Chrysalis, which in addition to all the other words it has, the bottom line of text is whenever you sacrifice another Eldrazi, put a +1 counter on Writhing Chrysalis. This means you have multiple things that can become infinitely large if you're looping a single Broodscale. That makes it easier to get through in combat if you have multiple things and chump blocking is not an option. You also have Makeshift Munitions, which, if you make infinite mana, you then have infinite activations with munitions, and you happen to also have an infinite source of creatures to sacrifice. So you can avoid combat entirely and just go off, float 20 mana, making this a 22/22, and then instead of sacking the spawns 4 mana at that point, you feed them to the munitions. They still die, they still trigger Gree, they still replace themselves. This still gets bigger, but now you're dealing direct damage as well. And the rest of this is kind of the normal black artifact card advantage shell that Pauper has hinged on for several years now. Deadly Dispute, sack an artifact or creature, draw 2 cards, make a treasure. Plenty of random creatures laying around with all these Eldrazi spawn generators. We got Ichor Wellspring, we got Chromatic Star, we got the new Deadly Dispute. This one has Flashback. As we just stated, you can get a lot of men in this deck. Not a big ask there. Blood Fountain makes 2 artifacts on the way in, regrow some creatures later. Everything in service of getting this loop going. I just realized I have played MH3 Pauper. I played Mono Blue Tron like the week MH3 came out. It was actually sick. So I have played 1 league in the current format, but it's probably evolved a lot since then. I'm excited to see what Pauper looks like right now. Let's get into it. I'm on the draw in round 1. I have the combo in my hand that I didn't talk about in the deck tech, but has been part of Pauper for several years now. The artifact bridges are indestructible lands. Cleansing Wildfire, destroy target land. Its controller may put a basic from their deck into play tapped, and then you draw a card. This is just Rampant Growth that draws a card if you target your own land. My opponent led on Hickory Woodlot. That's a weird land. That is traditionally in combo decks. Like, what deck wants to only tap their land twice for a short amount of time? Which makes me wonder if I should just be cleansing their land instead of my own. A quick perusal of the MTG Goldfish Pauper metagame does not reveal what this deck actually is. Do I think they have a basic land? Do I think knocking them down is going to be better than ramping myself? I don't think so. Or at least I hope not, because I'm going to do this. Because I also need to fix my mana. Writhing Chrysalis is something I could play next turn. I have 2/3 of my combo assembled. Let's just hope this works. And we're not dead before it happens. Okay, it's party time. Oh, we're getting stormed out. Okay. I bet wrong. I was definitely supposed to get one of these lands. 2 different cost reducers. Red and green spells cost 1 less. Red and white spells cost 1 less. Now they're probably going to shred through their whole deck somehow. This is fun. Big score, Pirates, Pillage. All these cost 1 and dig deeper into the deck. Faithless Looting in the graveyard. Faithless Looting costs 1 because it's reduced 3 times, even on the flashback. The good news is, if they whiff, I can sweep up the board, or at least some of the board, with Krark Clan Shaman. Bad news is, it doesn't look like they're going to whiff. Seething Song, suddenly. Wonder what their win condition is. That will matter, because I can sweep up X1s if they just dump out a bunch of creatures and pass. Confirm there's at least 1 basic land in the deck, so this Cleansing Wildfire might not have even got the job done. Desperate Ravings, discarded Lotus Petal at random. Blue in the pool, they're flashing back Ravings. Wow, this has Madness. Oh my god, it's happening. When this enters, return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. And this Madness is for 1 mana, because it's reduced 3 times. This is awesome. Another MH3 card. Another MH3 card. There's Stream of Thought. Is this a win con? Target player mills 4, you shuffle up to 4, you can replicate it. Can they get infinite mana to kill me with this? They targeted themselves. That also makes sure they don't deck on the way through their loop here. I'm having fun. Manamorphose from hand using their last floating mana. Now they have 2 mana, which is enough to keep the party going. I was about to say they're getting low on mana, but they're not. They're fine. Alt M Treasures. Glimpse hit another Glimpse and a Seething Song. Big score. They're banking up a bunch of lands here. Many basic lands in the deck. I'm glad I didn't go after their land. If you're just dead, you're just dead. That's fine. But at least knowing that I didn't throw it when I could meaningfully interact is nice. They got 10 cards left in their deck. It's about to be 9. Stream of Thought happening again. This one probably going to target the first Stream of Thought. And then what? Where do we go from here? Does this create a deterministic loop where they always net mana and loop their stream back in and then eventually hit me for infinite? Or is it more convoluted than that? It seems impossible to execute on Magic Online. Okay, now they're targeting me. They just glimpsed and it did not hit stream. They can Manamorphose stream back into their hand. 2 cards left of their deck. Okay, they're streaming me again. They glimpsed a Stream of Thought back. Yeah, this isn't even that bad to execute. I'm actually impressed how clean this is. Bunch of Manamorphoses. So yeah, this is a deterministic mana positive loop. Is that even true? Okay. It ended up being the last card. I can't really tell what they're targeting. I don't think the chat tells me that. Okay, the Manamorphose. Yeah, if they ever have to use this Desperate Ravings, it doesn't work, but they don't. Yeah, this rules. It's not damage based, which means whether the storms in my graveyard don't matter. I am not going to make them do this because they're good. Okay, I just wanted to make sure for my own interest that it worked. Snuff Fountain, Breath Weapon seem like the ways to attack this deck. The rest just generically versus combo, but all of their combo enablers were non-black creatures. We're not going to need Evolution Witness here. How do I speed up to meet them, or do I not speed up to meet them? Krark Clan Shaman would have killed 2 of their 3 crossed reducers that turn, and if I could set up a board with 2 artifacts, I could get all of them. I think the Wildfires just come out. Obviously, it's fixing, it's part of my mana, but like that just did not help. Writhing Chrysalis seems really slow against what they're doing. I could just disrupt them and get to a point where I'm nickel and diming, don't even really need to go infinite. But if I do, they're dead. I could cut some safekeepings. I'm not sure how much removal this deck could possibly play. I'm sure their sideboard has more, but yeah, I'm gonna switch off that way. This is crazy, but I like it. I don't like this 0 lander mulligan. I will keep this and bottom Writhing Chrysalis. Chromatic Star, go. That was turn 3, by the way. Okay, there's a Shaman. Malevolent Rumble. I could still use Chromatic Star off the Eldrazi spawn after this. I put a permanent in my hand and the rest into my graveyard. I think I want Ichor Wellspring. And I want Swamp, but Ichor Wellspring sets up the Krark Clan lock. Getting rid of the Swamp is so risky. Because then I would need my Chromatic Star to both cast Duress and Krark Clan Shaman, which it doesn't do. I guess I can't cast Krark Clan Shaman with any of this stuff. Yeah, I'll just take the Swamp, fine. Okay. I'll just lock up Duress as something my deck can do. I would love to get this into play with at least one artifact, though. Might not be possible. I could also just rip Broodscale and go off right now. Put a 20/20 into play, make them kill me next turn, which they have demonstrated the ability to do. Okay, there's Familiar. Red source? Okay, not a red source, but is a thing that could kill the Familiar. I'm going to play Ichor Wellspring. Draw first. Okay, the combo's lined up for next turn. Yeah, next turn. I'm going to Duress them. See what's going on over there. Discard a card, draw 2 cards, exile 3 things. Another Familiar is good for me. Glimpse sees the most cards, but it makes them the most conditional use case for those cards. This has Flashback. It's like I didn't even take it. All right, I'm taking Glimpse. And then I'm going to add red and play Krark Clan Shaman. And now we are in a spot where they don't want to play out their second Familiar or it's in trouble. Discarded Woodlot to draw 2. Okay, looks like we got them in a bit of a squeeze. Going to combat, hell yeah. That'll show me. Okay. Draw for turn. Okay, so if I play Broodscale, put Glee on it, sacrifice Wellspring, Familiar and Shaman will die, both of which make Broodscale bigger. Could also Duress them, or I could just put the win on board. Okay, Broodscale. Oh wait, oh no, this does have to go on that. I was about to say I could put this on the Shaman and dodge, but that's not even true. That's literally not how the card works at all. Or I could Duress them. No, this is better. I'm going to Duress them for a turn. All right, a bunch of cards with Flashback. And another Lordscape. Cool. I'm going to take the one that they have the most control over. And clap back. You want to get in combat? I'll get in combat. This hides the fact I could combo them out next turn. Where if they start playing squirrely, which they might have to do because they only have the 2 green sources left. Right, there's that. Ravings. I'm going to let this one resolve. They discarded Seething Song. They have Ravings, Familiar, 1 unknown in hand. Another Ravings. Discarded Hickory Woodlot. They only have green mana left to combo with here. Oh, that's tricky. They have Familiar and 1 unknown. I could pop it now. That takes out 2 cost reducers. Oh, they could Desperate Ravings. Okay, I am going to pop now. I draw a card. I kill all X1s. They can play this Familiar, which will get rid of their Woodlot forever. And Ravings can't be cast off a single Lotus Petal. And if they just pass here, they die. Hell yeah. Okay. Sadistic Glee. Adapt. We did it. Attack for Infinite. Cool. That was a shockingly fun game. Just figuring out the stress points and where to cut their things. The information I got from Duress made that whole game possible. Yeah, my removal's in. Whether the Storm doesn't stop what they're doing. This is the game plan. This hand doesn't do anything. I have to mulligan this. This one has a Shaman and 1 mana. I do have my whole combo. I'm going to keep this in bottom safekeeping. It's risky, it needs a land, but it does interact at least a little bit. Missed on the first land draw. Fingers crossed. Uh-oh. I don't control a swamp. Very dangerous. And wrathing the board involves losing my only land. If they just jam like an initiative creature here out of the sideboard, I'll be so impressed. Oh no, they're just hard casting Pirate's Pillage. Madnessing this thing that they can't actually cast. Okay, I'm a little disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I was hoping to see the dragon guy. whatever that's called. There's like a 5-mana initiative creature that's green. It's pretty good. Could have cast it there. That was a big use of 2 woodlot charges. Oy, oy. And I can't complain. I kept his hand, but also it's disappointing. Okay. Yeeted the woodlot. An Archomancer is too big. I can't clear it. So whatever happens, happens from here. Manamorphose is positive mana. Another Manamorphose that's positive mana. The other woodlot's gone. If they don't win this turn, they're out of lands. But good chance they win this turn. Big score. This is -1 mana overall. Because it costs 4, makes 2, reduced by 1, so it costs 1 mana. That's bad. Okay, well, I was about to say I might have to blow this one up just to do anything. And if all of these cost... Okay, I am actually going to do it. Here we go. No lands. I'm going to die to Goblin and Archomancer beatdown. Wow, Apostle's Blessing. I had nothing. I had no chance. Okay. Super disappointing. Didn't get the land. Yeah, there's only 20 lands in this deck. Maybe that was just bad. Okay, they're moving to combat. That was just to burn off in case I had a lightning bolt, I guess. And they're continuing to combo from here. Desperate Ravings cost 1. They have one of those in the graveyard. Now the multiple things. This one has flashback. I don't know if they can whiff from here. Seems unlikely. The first Stream of Thought has been hit. I'll concede to the second one. I'd probably make them demonstrate the whole loop if I had literally anything going on, but I did not hit. I think with Malevolent Rumble representing my mana number 3 and 4, if I hit mana number 2 in multiple draw steps, it's still fine. Like a swamp turns on free interaction. But none of those things happened. There's the second Stream of Thought. Do I concede to this? I guess I need to see another... I mean, they can rave twice. 3 times there's one in the graveyard. There's not Revolutionist. That's not what I'm looking for. What's the flashback one? Electric Revelation. That doesn't make any new mana though. That just has flashback. All right, I'll give it 1 or 2 more loops and see if they actually have it here. They glimpsed into a Seething Song and a Manamorphose. That's going to be a lot more looks. With 22 cards still in the deck, it's not like when they were down to 3 cards and they just are choosing what cards they see every iteration. There is some random elements still left here. It looks like they're over the line, but let's let it happen. There's the second Stream of Thought with Ravings and a Revelation. Okay, now they're targeting me. They must know they're over the line. Okay, cool deck. It seems like reasonable to just interact with that with creature removal. And I think if I had drawn a swamp or really any land to put up any sort of resistance here, this would have been competitive. Like that game 2 was really telling. The 2 games they won were just like, LOL, sit down and shut up. Why'd you even come to this game? But the game that I won was pretty embarrassing in their direction. I just basically didn't do anything except play Karkalan Shaman, and then they couldn't execute their combo. That's fun. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks. And groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the draw in round 2. Can't keep this no-lander. Mulligan that. Oh dear. Gonna mulligan this too. I mean, this is fine. Keep it and bottom. I don't imagine I need the second Glee very often. Cleansing Wildfire is a stinker unless I rip the other land, the tap land. These are great for Pauper, by the way. Haven't played with them yet, but MH3, off the spoiler, could tell that these land cycles were just awesome. It's Chrysalis or it's Wildfire. I think I'm going to bottom Wildfire. I could see Chrysalis doing something if I don't draw a specific sequence, but not true of the Wildfire. Alright, when Maverick enters Surveil 2, exile this, put a +1 counter on any creature. activate as a sorcery. Okay, we got some graveyard shenanigans going on over there. I'm going to play Twisted Landscape, and I'm going to search my deck for a forest. Surveilling into Dread Return is nice. That's right where that belongs. When this land enters, surveil 1, tap for colorless, filter a color. Okay. Multiple Dread Returns in the bin. There's Lotleth Giant. It's all coming together. No lands hit there. I think I'm going to have to combo over the top of this opponent, which means I need to find a Broodscale quickly. That's a forest. Not quite the same thing. Similar, but different in an important way, in that it's not the card I asked for. It's just a different card that doesn't help. Okay, their third creature gets them a Lotleth Giant, which will hit me for 1, 2, 3, 4. Scrapwork Mutt, Generous End. All right, now it hits me for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's an 8-ball. That also is a 6/5 creature. They didn't send it, though, which probably means it would not be correct to send it. Maybe there's just a point where it's full lethal, and they don't need to think about value. What 1-drops could I draw that I care about? It's Blood Fountain, Shaman, Chromatic Star. This is 5 cards. I'm just deciding if I'm going to fetch before I draw, and I am. I'm going to get the forest, or the mountain, the one I'm missing. Play another Wellspring. Okay. Combo is in hand if I don't die first. Scrapwork Mutt coming out. They get a Rummage here, discarded Stinkweed Imp that can immediately dredge. That's more Lotleth Giants. Holy smokes. 1, 2, 3, Giant. If they have another creature, they can Dread Return 2 Giants this turn. Scary stuff. 4 cards in hand, one of them Stinkweed Imp. Out of the Bone, gain 2 life for each card in your graveyard. Luckily, I am infinite if I win. Okay, I'm dead here. They can Dread Return a Lotleth Giant, dome me for most of my life total, if not all of it, and then get another one and just finish it off. That's why they didn't go for it last turn, because they knew this was possible. Yep, this hit me for 10, and they can do it again. I'm ready to concede. Please cast your spell. All right, figured it out. Powerful stuff. We've got Breath Weapon could keep Dread Return off my back a little bit. There's no graveyard hate here. Duress, nothing that they did was a spell that came from their hand for that whole game. I think Breath Weapon is probably my best tool. I don't think I'm going to weather the storm my way out of a 20-point dome. And once again, how much removal are they going to play? I don't know. Breath Weapon's in. Let's go. Okay, keep. I get to Wildfire this game. Turn 3 Chrysalis, represent turn 4 win. Fingers crossed, trying it. Their turn to mull to 5. We take those. Doesn't feel good, does it, tough guy? Pick on someone with your own hand size. Conduit Pylons. Blanchwood Prowler in the bin. I'm going to take the ramp here. Get a forest or a swamp. How important is double black? Because I have triple green. Yeah, I'm going to get a swamp. And I drew the Broodscale. This is not a drill. I could play a turn 3 Chrysalis, and then at any point that I draw the thing, they're dead. Okay, they might just be dead anyway. They missed their second land drop. Make 2 Sponzos. I can cast Ichor Wellspring now, or I could just have 2 bigger Chrysalises next turn. Cycling Troll of Khazad-dûm. They found the land, that's lucky. Haunted Mire comes into play tapped. Sadistically? We didn't draw Sadistically. Okay. I can play another Chrysalis, and then I can sack 2 spawns to make Ichor Wellspring, each of which grows both Chrysalis. Wellspring. Krark Clan Shaman. That might be useful next turn. He's not helpful now. I guess I'll play this Slagwood Bridge and attack with my 4 or 5. If I make this 6, that's 6, 12, 18. That's still not lethal next turn. I could make another spawn and then kill it off. Nah, alright. Ooh, Snuff Out. Glad I didn't fully commit my spawns to damage mode. Okay, they took 4 there. Satyr Wayfinder. I could see why the 1-lander was appealing. They're going to get another Conduit Pylon here. And that been the Rubble Belt Maverick. Sadistically. And they just used a Snuff Out. Well, let's see what happens. Basking Broodscale. Sadistically, are you dead? Someone is. So I can also clear your blocker. Okay, cool. That came together well. We took turns not really playing the game. We've seen stuff out now. I asked the hypothetical question, how much removal could a dredge deck play? And the answer is at least snuff out. Do I have time for stuff like Eviscerator's Insight and Malevolent Rumble in this matchup? I kind of like just jamming Chrysalis and having something on board that they had to respond to. It's also something that survives Breath Weapon. Is Blood Fountain the thing that's too slow? I think I like Rumble better than Blood Fountain here. Let's try this. Okay, I can ramp and I can draw some cards and I can protect my combo when I draw it. Not really what I want, but I'll take the ramp. It's just good enough to keep a hand on the strength of. Opponent's on 7 cards this game. Not fair at all. Surveil 2. Put 2 cards that were not Dread Return or Lotleth Giant into the graveyard. That's good news for me. Got a Satyr. That banned an Ulamog's Crusher. That is something I need to be aware of for Exhume. First appearance of that, I saw the Exhume in game 1. I did not see them mill over something like that. And I do not have Snuff Out in my deck. I would like to use Cleansing Wildfire's ability to get a Forest. I drew the Broodscale. We're halfway there. They could just cast Exhume, or they could mill into a Dread Return. Okay, Stinkweed Imp, that's bad. Missed on Dread Return, that's good. I'm not getting Ulamog crushed this turn. They are chipping in with their dinguses, though. I'd love to draw an artifact I'd like to sacrifice. That didn't happen. Because I could Krark Clan Shaman their whole squad away, which turns off Dread Return as an option. I'd really like to have this Tamiyo safekeeping up when I play my Broodscale. I don't know if I'm going to have that option. Playing Twisted Landscape gets me access to an extra green next turn. Okay, Krark Clan Shaman and Basking Broodscale, leaving up the green. I'm going to set a stop in their draw step, because if they mill into a Dread Return, I'm going to have to sweep the board, but if I don't see one, I can keep my land. That is a Dread Return. Hate this, but here we go. I just can't beat an Ulamog's Crusher from my position. I could if I had the ability to rip. Yeah, okay, there's that thing. Tamiyo safekeeping, unfortunately, not available. Cycling Troll. 2 cards left in hand that aren't the Swamp. Casting Stinkweed Imp. This is where I want my dredge opponents to be. There are 3 Scrapwork Mucks in the graveyard, but no access to red mana. I think I want to get Forest here, which means I'm not going to be able to play Chrysalis unless I draw my 1-up Mountain, but I have all this access to red, and double green is the reason I don't have Broodscale in play. Stinkweed Imp. They also have mana now to just cast Dread Return. Okay, they exiled the Rubble Maverick to make Stinkweed Imp a 2/3. This is a game plan I can engage with. Hello. Writhing Chrysalis. Make 2 friends. Pass. I can sack the friends to Deadly Dispute. Poop. Missed on that word twice. Deadly Dispute. And with some spawns laying around, that is material that I can afford to get annihilated. I can't do that for long, but I could survive 1 attack now, which was not true 3 turns ago. Also, if they cast Exhume now, I'm just comboing. So that's not really available. They have to find a Dread Return. I do have Reach, but they have Death Touch, and I also don't want those cards dead. I want them in play, where I can control what they are and how much I care about them. Broodscale! Not a Broodscale. I think I'm going to Deadly Dispute, sacrificing a spawn, which makes the Chrysalis bigger. Come on, Broodscale. No such luck. Another Sadistic Lee, though, which I don't think matters. I mean, I can make my Chrysalis bigger, faster, but these Stinkweed Imps are just in the way. Hexproof and Indestructible, though. That's a lot of keyword mechanics that I like. Okay, they snuffed out in response. We drew that out. I almost just Tamiyo safekeeping to my Forest, because you can target any permanent. Alright, Indestructible, Hexproof. They just lost 4 life for no reason. Got 'em, sucker. And I think I'd rather damage race than leave this back as a blocker. That could have been an attack for 5, but I kind of want 1 spawn laying around. They'll probably start leaving 1 of these back. It would be sick if they left them both back, and then I could just hold till I combo. But no, this is definitely correct. Malevolent Rumble. Please find a Basking Broodscale. Ichor Wellspring, makeshift munitions. Ooh. Ooh. I don't think munitions does a lot here. I guess I'm taking the Wellspring. Yeah, munitions does 2 damage to my opponent, makes my Chrysalis 2 points bigger, and then we still just get blanked by Stinkweed Imp. I have 1-2 for munitions, 1-2-3 for breath weapon. I could like double up and munitions them next turn and get a big attack through. Maybe that's right. I'm also going to have an extra spawn here. Okay, I am going to take munitions. I think I can set up a line that works. Forest, munitions. Can I win right now is the question. If I Sadistic Glee onto this, that's 2. Then it gets 3 points bigger every time a spawn dies. I would need 1, 2, 3 to breath weapon, then throw 1. I mean, it's all in, but there is a line here. Okay. Backup Glee. Please don't snuff me out. Spawn for mana. Spawn for mana. Breath weapon. Throw 1 treasure token at Stinkweed Imp. They either have a removal spell or they die here. Those are the options. Going in for 11. We did it! Okay, found the line. That was fun. This deck is sweet. On to the next round.
Welcome to TopDeck.gg, your community's home for everything competitive Magic has to offer. If you're hosting an event, playing for a huge prize, or advertising your events to thousands of players, we've got you covered. Using intuitive pairing software, playing Magic is a breeze. Players just have to sign up online, then scan the QR code in-store. Give competitors the gift of perfect information as their bracket updates in real time. The self-reporting software saves you time and leaves paper match slips in the past. Leave the heavy lifting to TopDeck.gg so your community can relax and focus on playing Magic.
I'm on the draw in round 3. I have only forests, but I have a cantrip. You know me. Forest, Ichor Wellspring, keep. The mirror match. Usually when my opponent just plays a random card from my deck and I shout the mirror match, I'm joking, but I have not really seen Slagwood Bridge in other decks, though Gruul Ramp is a top Pauper deck. Yeah, there we go. Confirmed. And they are just sprinting to the end game as well. I mean, I'm just going to tap out and try to cantrip here. If they have it, I'm dead. You got me. Okay, the black mana's tapped, so I'm not dead this turn. They can adapt to just deal an extra damage and ramp a mana. Okay, I can put the win. All right. You're in check. However, you have a bunch of resources and you went first. But I am representing infinite power and toughness next turn. But you have it right now. I guess I have to chump block and then lose. Is there any way out of this? Yeah, this is just they went first, I guess. Wellspring. I will concede to munitions because that is infinite damage. Just continually making their creature larger. If I could chump for another turn and rebuild my combo, that's what I need to do here. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Deadly Dispute, sack Ichor Wellspring, draw 3 cards, get a treasure. Hope there's something useful here. Well. Their creature will always be bigger than mine, is the problem. And there's no way to chump for a turn. Oh, I can make this indestructible for a turn. Okay. You're saying there's a chance. All right, I'm going to play Broodscale. I block theirs. I make mine indestructible for the turn. And then I flip it back on them. Okay. And I have the non-combat route to victory. I have the munitions and plenty of mana. They're gleeing up their Broodscale. Yeah. Pass priority on that forever. Okay. I think I want to just safekeeping now. Or do I... Are there any removal spells? I mean, we're playing the same deck. I guess I don't want them to know they need to find a non-combat route to victory. Oh, wow. 2 of these just... Wow. Okay. That didn't occur to me. But yeah, if you have 2 spawns, you can just make the second one infinite as well. Or any 2 creatures, really. All right. I get it. You went first. Congrats to you. All right. Snuff Out and Duress both look good here. I've boarded out this Evolution Witness every time. Maybe I shouldn't, but it looks like easy pickings. Krok Clan, Shaman. I don't think that's really for the mirror. I could understand the appeal of wiping out a bunch of spawns from them, but also, I think I just want my resources, and I don't want to be sacking lands. Wildfire to ramp, that's also real card advantage. Munitions to win out of combat seems important. Protection seems important. Might just be Blood Fountain. Like, that's kind of the same as Evolution Witness, right? We're just not planning to go through the deck multiple times here, or through the combo multiple times. So if we're all bringing in Snuff Outs and Duresses, maybe I am going to go through the combo multiple times. Okay, maybe Blood Fountain is good. I could shave on some Wildfires. Like, ramping into big stuff isn't really what this matchup's about, I don't think. Yikes, Mulligan the Zero Lander. Common theme. Come on, deck. Like, this is Duress plus Snuff Out and Blood Fountain all off one basic swamp. Fine, I'll keep it, though I am distraught. Okay. Just gotta hope to draw some lands, and that they don't run me over. Play the Twisted Landscape and pass. Okay, they got a tap land. I'm getting a swamp. Hey, Forest is a good one. That lets me rumble into some action. Chrysalis versus Forest. I think I'd rather have the Forest. I can rebuy the Chrysalis later. Okay. Lining up my next mana, I think, was a better use of my turn than just duressing them. Wildfire, they're doing that. I left a couple in. Okay, I'm going to start with a Duress. See what's going on over there. I'd love to see a Sadistic Glee hit the graveyard. Okay, so they got Safekeeping Glee, Wellspring Dispute. Maybe I just take Wellspring here. Because the Wellspring Dispute represents a lot of card selection when they're not really representing the combo here. And they do actually have half of the combo and protection for it. So they can beat the Snuff Out if they just rip the Idiot here. But I think giving them that many looks at the Idiot is a bigger mistake. Yeah, now they're sacking lands to Deadly Dispute. Kind of like that happening. There's the Twisted Landscape, and they're just passing. Eviscerator's Insight. Sack an artifact or creature. Hey, I'm about to put some artifacts into play. That's perfect. Do I want this Blood Fountain or this Blood Token? I mean, sacking Blood Token is like getting to Blood Token, but better. I could sack Spawn to Wellspring now, or I could invest in the future. I love investing in the future. Patience will be the end of me, especially when I play combo decks. I can hear the comments screaming, "You're a combo deck, just kill them." Tap land. Munitions. Okay, I'm going to play Wellspring. They've got their whole combo lined up over there, but I'm busy assembling resources. Dross Forge Bridge goes in, and I can pass. I have the flashback spell in the graveyard. That can be a draw 3 next turn. Rock Clan Shaman, okay. There's the Forest. So they have Safekeeping plus Glee over there. I'm going to discard another artifact, bridge, land, keep my untapped Forest. Now I have a Safekeeping. Everyone's keeping it safe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. I can Wildfire now and then end step Eviscerator's Insight, draw a bunch of cards. Wildfire. Yes, use the ability to get a Forest. Drew another bridge. Okay, I am passing the turn. This is an instant. Cost 5 to flashback. It's a draw 3. I am just dead, though, if they draw the Brood Idiot. The Brood Dingus. They sacked this and they made a map. This seems worse than the other options. A map? And maybe a map is better than gaining life. Like Reckless Bargain, is that the one that gains life? All right, Fanatical Offering again. Sack the first map. They do chain together nicely. It's definitely worse than Deadly Dispute, but I assume they're playing 4 of those first and then figuring out the rest. Wildfire, okay. They've done the whole thing here. We are getting to the danger zone where I better get something going. Well, I'm going to block that. I decided not to attack. Weird. Okay, Eviscerator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sacrifice Ichor Wellspring, draw 1,000,000. Deadly Dispute. Oh my goodness. It is simply not happening for me here. Ichor Wellspring. Deadly Dispute. Can I draw? My next Ancestral Recall, can it hit anything? Okay, I found a Broodscale. I think I want to Rumble Malevolently. I'm looking for Sadistic Glee. We found one. And I'm binning 2 Broodscales, which tells them I'm already holding one. And I can't quite generate the combo right now. I think I'm going to play this Swamp. And yeah, I'm one short. And they can sack stuff to it. Yeah, I could put... Oh, no, I have a treasure. Oh, hold on. Hold the freaking phone. I have treasure and spawn. I could snuff out the shaman. Still one short, though. Okay, I'm just going to pass. Discard the bridge. They found the homie. Yeah, just a turn ahead of me, and they have the infinite damage loop and everything. And the Tamiyo safekeeping ready to go. I will cast this. So at the point where I made the decision to take the Ichor Wellspring rather than the combo, which they did end up putting together before me, I am 10 cards deeper in my deck than they are. I have 26 cards remaining in my deck and 6 cards in my hand to their 36 cards in deck and 3 cards in their hand. I'm beating them on every resource. They just drew these 2 cards together first. I could have actually comboed last turn if I found the sadistically 1 spell sooner. All right, you got it. They have the munitions and everything. Okay, on to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/TheResleevables. I'm on the draw in round number 4. I'm going to keep my hand. It has lands in it, which has been an issue so far this league. A Plains. Godfarer's Faithful. Okay, we're playing against Familiars. It's going to be a combo mirror of sorts. I'm holding Blood Fountain and Deadly Dispute, so I want to play the Black Source before the Slagwoods Bridge. Another Faithful. And Chancery. There's Broodscale. Do I just run to the finish line here, or do I play a Blood Fountain and try to get something going? I could also ramp. I think ramp is what I want to do. Oh, no. You have Azorius Chancery in play. I'm hitting that. Okay. That... The flavor text of Cleansing Wildfire, which is pseudo sinkhole, comes up big when your opponent has lands like that. It's good against stuff like Tron as well. They had to pick up a land to play that, so giving them a land back isn't even that bad. That was fun. Okay. Now I can Chromatic Star plus Deadly Dispute and just draw 1,000. I could Cleansing Wildfire and ramp myself. And then I can't also play Blood Fountain if I do that. Yeah, this is just, do I try to amass resources over time, or do I just put this Basking Broodscale into play as fast as possible and try to go off? If I'm just trying to sprint to the finish line, I should play Chromatic Star and then Deadly Dispute it and draw 3 cards, which I can do all this turn. I don't think that's going to work, though. This deck plays Snap and good bounce spells like that. I'm just going to try to build up some resources and do it in a more stable way. Look for a safekeeping. Cycling Ash Barrens in the end step. I drew Twisted Landscape, which I can cycle at this phase of the game. I could deploy Writhing Chrysalis and just put a creature big enough to tangle with their business into play. I could also play Blood Fountain and Chromatic Star, set up a big Deadly Dispute situation. I'm going to try Chrysalis. This has a cast trigger, so I get something even if they interact with this. This isn't a deck really known for its counter spells. And I'm going to invest in Chromatic Star, which I can sack Eldrazi to activate if I want to. Okay, this is big enough to attack through. Oh, they have some Convoke spell. Convoke, draw 2 cards. Powerful. That has happened. 4 mana in the pool, Murmuring Mystic. That's bad news for me. And I could kill the birds over and over again. Krark-Clan Shaman's good. I can also just go infinite through this thing. But that is the type of slow value engine I didn't really want to play against right now. Okay, Ichor Wellspring. Get in there. Deadly Dispute. Eat that. Just draw millions of cards. I've not found the Sadistic Glee yet. Twisted Landscape can be my land. I have not done better on the turn. I could play another Chrysalis. I am going to do that. Re-Chrysalis. That lets me attack with the first one. Start doing something here. And I have 1, 2, 3 artifacts in play, and I would have to use one of them to play Shaman here, so I'm just going to pass. I can wrap the board of everything except for Chrysalis's next turn. I can make these 7 and 6 toughness respectively, and then sack 4 artifacts to kill everything else, because Blood Fountain will give me enough to do that. Another Murmuring Mystic, okay. Clear the runway. I think I'm just going Wrath mode. Unless I draw Sadistically, then I'll just do that. Okay, draw for turn. Blood Fountain. Okay, Horrific Fountains of Blood entering the battlefield. And then I guess I just make mana out of these, because they're going to die anyway. Sacrifice. 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 Krark Clan Shaman. I have to hold priority because Shaman does off itself. 1, 2, 3. I should have played the other Blood Fountain. Whoops. I forgot I had to go 5 here. Okay. Yeah, I should have played the other Blood Fountain. Sacking a land, there's huge spew. We're still pushing big damage, though, and messing up their life. They're going to draw 2 cards, make 2 birds gain 2 life in response, and then all those things are going to die. Okay, draw a card. All that shit dies. Wait, why are these birds still left? How are there 2 birds in play? What? Why don't I understand the stack right now? They would have made 2 birds over the top of... What? Why are these in play? Okay, I am just looking at the chat log. The game log. Cast Meeting of Minds. Trigger, 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 trigger. These should not be here. Unless I thoroughly misunderstand something about how the game works. Like if there's some timing thing where convoking mid-stack, but that doesn't make any sense. These should not be here. I'm enraged. Okay. Basking Broodscale. I'll cast that. And then Blood Fountain. I'll cast one of these. And then I can adapt this one or just play out other things. I think I want to adapt this. That's really annoying. Okay, and then I could use the blood token or I could just keep these things. All right. What the hell just happened? Okay, they found a double block with their birds that shouldn't be in play. If I'm wrong here, please explain to me the rules loop that creates it. But that looked to me like they made 2 1/1s with several deal 1 to all creatures still on the stack. Okay, Mortuary Mire gets back Murmuring Mystic. I think I should blood token away one of these brood scales. Just looking for Sadistic Glee before it's too late. Deadly Dispute. Okay, I'm going to dispute my Blood Fountain away. Still can't find a Glee. Rumble might still find one. There's a lot of looks. No chance. Absolutely no chance. Is Munitions what I want here? Or is Broodscale what I want here? I already have 2 Broodscales. But they do generate spawns that I can use. If I sacrifice this one, that makes my Chrysalis bigger. Lets me play Broodscale. Then I can sacrifice this one and this treasure to adapt this one. I would like to use the ability. Make an attack that should be lethal. Sunscape Familiar. Could get comboed over the top here. They do have 8 cards in hand to start the turn. Okay, I can just witness back the Krark Clan Shaman X = 1, which I may or may not actually kill anything, but I can do that. I can also just draw a Glee. I have seen fully half of my deck, maybe more at this point. Cleansing Wildfire. Okay, Evolution Witness adapts for 2. When 1 or more +1 counters on it, return target permanent card from graveyard to your hand. That can be Krark Clan Shaman, who can kill the bird. Does that solve my problem, though? I don't have 3 artifacts to sack to kill the familiar. I could finish off Murmuring Mystic, though. Okay. 1, 2, 3, Evolution Witness. 1, 2, adapt this. I would like my Shaman back. Shaman, kill the bird. Oh, this is without flying. Oh, figured it out. I was so confused earlier. All right. I just literally don't know what the card does. All right, attack with everything. That was so bad. Okay. Understanding how cards work. An embarrassing sequence, but I'm not going to cut it. Enjoy me being baffled and confused and enraged when none of that is necessary. All right. Well, that was bad. That did nothing. It spent a whole card, killed one of my lands, destroyed no creatures, and then I passed the turn. I deserve to lose now. Yep, without flying, right there on the card. Glad we solved that great mystery. Would you believe me if I told you I've played a lot of Pauper, and this card has been a staple the entire time? And now their Ephemerating Muldrifter is just comboing off. I deserve this L for sure. Though to be fair, I've also looked at over 30 cards and not found a 4 of. Okay, I'm not dead. Didn't lose outright. Chrysalis. I could play one of these, get another trigger. They could snap the big one. I'm just going to attack with everything that can attack. They have a lot of walls, 0/4s and 1/5s at this point. Easy ways to absorb damage. They went to 2. I could fire their Chancery. I think I'm going to do that. I don't need another land here, but they might need a land that taps for 2 to execute their combo. Counterspell. Yep, they didn't like that. Okay. Ephemerate comes back. Muldrifter going nuts. Chrysalis does have reach. It's one of the secret words in the middle of this card, in case one of these birds gets squirrely. Archaeomancer. The loop is almost complete here. Now they can ephemerate and pick up whatever they need from the graveyard, including Counterspell. Twisted Landscape. I'm just going to cycle that, because that's a thing I'm allowed to do. Okay, I found Malevolent Rumble. I will cast that, sacking one of the spawns. Leave up as much mana as I can. Makes my Chrysalises bigger. Sadistically, now that they're showing Counterspell, I will try to cast my thing. If they have to get Counterspell, it means that they can't get back, like, Lorien Revealed or loop some other shit. They also might just not even care about this. I have 3 infinitely large creatures, but they have a demonstrated loop of plenty of blockers to deal with that. They're getting back Counterspell. Sadistically, nice to show up. Just 38 cards into my deck. 28 cards into my deck. Nope, 38. I was right the first time. Now they're just making fun of me. Like, yeah, I could just block your 3 infinitely large creatures that don't matter, but I'll also counterspell your shit. I should concede this game. I'm way behind on clock. Spent a lot of time reading the chat log trying to figure out what my card did. Turned out I was reading the wrong thing. We're good. We don't have to keep doing this. Okay. Snuff Out comes in. Duress comes in. Krark-Clan Shaman comes out. It does not kill birds. I do think the line to wipe out their Murmuring Mystic and all their God Pharaoh homies was good, though. It just didn't do everything it needed to. Munitions is going to be important. I don't think I can win through combat most of the time. Safekeeping's good. I mean, Wildfire is just, like, good, but also I can see where it would fall off in this match. Maybe one Chrysalis comes out and we do it like this. Breath Weapon kills some stuff in their deck, but it also misses a bunch of stuff in their deck. Okay, here is most of my combo. I just need a swamp. I'm gonna fetch a forest and then play Malevolent Rumble and then try to win on turn 3. Oh, okay. There is the non-combat route to victory. Looking for a black land here. Black land successfully found. Cycling Lorien Revealed, you got it. Idyllic Beachfront, that's a tapped land. They went with the second island instead, though. Damio Safekeeping, that's so close to useful. I have 2 of these, so I'm just going to run one out. I tapped my black on purpose because that might make them less worried about the combo if I'm not showing the colors. and then I can lure them into a false sense of security and try to win this turn with Tamiyo safekeeping up. If they have counterspell, it doesn't matter, but I can beat a removal spell. I lose focus. I cannot pay for that. Not nearly focused enough. I can add another Broodscale to the board, though, and get some beats in. These are also just 3/3s, if they wait too long. Cycling Ash Barrens. This can get white available now. Still grabbing islands, though. Preordain. Cycle before you scry, because the cycle might put the scryed cards where you don't want them. They went top-bottom with that. Twisted Landscape. Not super helpful, but it does cast this Chrysalis. Yeah, I'm just jamming Chrysalis. Just trying to put stats on the board, because they stop my combo, but they're not on board with anything that absorbs these beats currently. Just hardcast Mauldrifter. That is smaller than my creatures, and if I rip the Glee right now, I win. Duress, okay. What you working with over there? Give me a look. It's a little look-see. Ghostly Flicker, Meeting of Minds, Prohibit. Prohibit can counter up to 4 drops. Ghostly Flicker is the thing that goes off with their deck. I'm going to take that. You're not allowed to have that. And then I'm going to attack with all of these creatures. And I'm going to wake up one of these. Then we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. That's not enough. It might have been enough if I played Munitions pre-combat. Whoops. All right, I'll just do it now. Better late than never, but they are at 7, and I know they have Prohibit in their hand. This could get it done. Familiar. Mystic. They're one short of meeting the Minds. Malevolent Rumble. That's a dig. Okay. Sack a spawn. Chrysalis gets bigger. Rumble. Find that thing. Didn't find the thing. Ichor Wellspring. Then 1, 2. Why am I spending colored mana? I don't think it matters, but I'm not going to do that. Wellspring. We did it! Sadistically right here. And that is infinite mana. And also infinite power and toughness. God, they're going to make me play it out. Come on, chill. I understand I'm down on clock, but you're a Familiars player. If anyone would concede when they're dead, it should be you. Okay, I've set all my auto stops. This doesn't actually take that long if you set your stops. We're doing it. They're only at 7. I've done a good job softening them down in combat. Munitions, you. Yep, opponent wants to see me click through every single one of them. Familiars players, no honor in these streets. Normally I don't care, but this deck of all people. Munitions was such a mistake for Pauper. Like, I just don't think that this effect, although it is like cool and has done some cool things for the format, I just don't think this is a common level effect. And it was like in a Commander Masters draft format or something. It was an uncommon before then. Okay. I think my deck is what it's going to be, and I just have to win in 7 minutes. I have a pseudo-keepable hand here. I actually am going to keep this. It just needs a black source, and it's fine. And I have a cantrip, and Cleansing Wildfire is on. Dang. I'll be slamming F6 like crazy throughout this third game. Looks like opponents doing the same. Oh no, they actually were doing that. They were sequencing correctly. I thought they were just going to cycle that then F6, but nope, they're a Counterspell deck. They're doing stuff. Top Preordain. Jelly. Okay, I found that. I'm still going to Wildfire myself for the ramp. And I'm going to get black. I got a lot of red and green in my hand already. Familiar. They can Counterspell from here. I'm going to Rumble. I'm leaving up mana for a lose focus. Chromatic Star and Ichor Wellspring. I'll take a Wellspring. If they want to lose focus this, it's fine. Okay. I've drawn a million cards, and my hand has not changed since the opening keep. Perfect. Seagate Oracle. Still holding on to that Plains. Blasted Landscape. Another Wellspring. If they get antsy on counterspells, I'll just punish with Deadly Dispute, which is the better draw spell here. Okay. Snuff Out, I don't hate. I don't want to shove Snuff Out into possible Ephemerate. It's going to be tough to find a spot where this is really effective, but if they start doing stuff too aggressively, I can punish it. Archaeomancer. Okay. That's in. It has tapped them out of blue to do this. I'm going to snuff the Archaeomancer right now. The Sunscape Familiar is the one that's representing a counterspell, but at the same time, the Archaeomancer is the one that is just unkillable with Ephemerate around. A Deadly Dispute in the end step. It draws me 1 card on cast, guaranteed, and then if they want to fight over this, it taps them out. I've assembled my combo. They have Prohibit in their deck. Come on, Duress. Didn't draw Duress. All right, how do I sequence this in a way that is best? I really don't want to just lose to Prohibit. I could cycle the Jund land, see if I find a Duress. I will start there. Blood Fountain, Forest, Blood Fountain. That's in there. And I am just going to pass. I have plenty of time to execute my combo once. I just don't want to have to do it twice or rebuild if they stop me successfully. Meeting of Minds. Draw 2 cards. Firing that in the main phase. Preordain. They're digging. Top bottom, there goes the planes we've known about. End of turn. Blood token away one of these tap lands. Come on, Duress. Just need a Duress. Okay. Deadly Dispute, sacking Ichor Wellspring. It's a lot more cards. Rumble. Snuff out. I'm going to snuff out the Sunscape Familiar and see if they have a problem with that. Sick. Okay. They spent a negate on that. That's good. Deadly Dispute. I'm going to sack Blood Fountain. Come on, Duress. Impossible. Okay. I can get a Broodscale on the stack. And if they fight over the Broodscale instead of the Sadistically, I can go. They did not do that. Okay, I'm just going to pass. Discard. Twisted Landscape to hand size. Next turn, I can rumble up multiple Glees and try to send it. I have 2 safekeepings. Cycled Ash Barrens. 4 minutes, plenty of time to combo if I can do it successfully. They're attacking. Gonna block. Okay. What's the trick? How does Blue Eye deal 1 damage? No, they don't. Okay. They were just snapping. Oracle's back. I'm looking for Duress or Sadistically. I can find Glees off of Rumbles. I can't find Duress off of Rumbles. Come on, Duress. Another Broodscale. Okay. Rumble. Munitions. Duress just at the graveyard. I'm going to cast Munitions. See if I can scare them into casting a counterspell that isn't good. We did it. Rumble again. Backup Glee. Backup Glee. Another Duress hits the bin. Hate my life. I'm going to attack with my Broodscale, and I am going to adapt it. There are 20 cards left in my deck, and 3 of them are Sadistically. Orin Revealed. Go for it. So far, they have had a counterspell on every turn where I was playing around counterspell, though. Oh, that's going to be tough to get through. There's 1 makeshift Munitions left in my deck. Not blocking that. Snap. Oh, that's a mistake. Tamio's safekeeping. That's going to fizzle that, then they're going to be tapped out going into my turn. Okay, deck. What can we do with this wide open window? Can we draw Munitions? Chrysalis. And that's another infinite power creature. I can get the Glee down. They're going to have to block. Okay. Sack this. Set my stops. Always yield. Always yield. Always yes. Always yield. Let's make a creature pretty big. I've got big creatures all over the place. I'm going to cast Broodscale from my hand. And I'm just going to play this tap land, burn off this floating colorless because it doesn't matter. Attack, make them block. The bird is free money. I think I'm way ahead if we were playing a normal game. But we're not because I have 2 minutes on my clock. They're just in the double abyss. But the birds might be good enough to beat that. Snap targeting that creature. Tamio's safekeeping again. Now they have a handful of cards, though. I can pay for... I have infinite mana for soft counters. That just resolved. It's good. Muldrifter. I think I'm just F6ing from here. There's nothing that I can really do or that they can really do. I don't think the size of my Chrysalis is going to matter. But the size of my clock might matter a lot. Except not really, because none of these creatures trample. I have a 1-outer makeshift Munitions that I'm still playing towards. Yep. Doesn't do anything. I have so many things here. And I guess I just play another Broodscale. Should probably adapt the ones that I have already. This is just more 3-power attackers. I'm going to have to attack with more than 2 creatures per turn to win this. Now I can't F6 because I drew an instant. Sucks. Mortuary Mire picks up Archaeomancer, so they have a loop going next turn. Sadistically, okay, another one of those. I can put that on this Broodscale. Now I have 3 infinitely large creatures. Not that that changes the math at all. Maybe I'm supposed to put that on a spawn, because the Broodscales already have power and toughness. Yeah, I messed that up. Playing fast and loose. There's a white mana in the pool. Destroy a target enchantment. That I don't care about. I can just make this infinitely large in response, and then I don't need that anymore. I can protect it with Tameo Safekeeping, it's just not important. I'm definitely going to time out here. Getting timed out by familiars. What a twist on justice in the world. The deck known for timing out because the deck doesn't actually do anything. I conceded when I was mostly dead game 1. You all saw it happen, and my opponent, dishonorable. Okay. I also just like insanely spewed off by not knowing what my card did game 1. I wasted a lot of time trying to figure it out. On to the final round. Important lessons learned.
We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league.
I'm on the play in the final round. My hand makes mana and has the combo in it. We've never seen a hand like this. I pass the turn. I led on the black land because... Why did I do that? I don't remember. Maybe green slightly better. If they both come into play tapped, it doesn't matter. But Blood Fountain costs black. There's no single green cards. But if I had drawn an untapped like Swamp, I would have liked to Malevolent Rumble. I think I should have played the green land first. And I'm going to Rumble here to try to hit my land drop more reliably. Of course that's not going to happen. I'll take Makeshift Munitions. And I will pass the turn without a land. Opponent's got a basic mountain over there, which if they're super heads up about my mana situation, they might just lightning bolt this spawn. Okay, they're wild firing their land. If I draw an untapped mana source, I can combo out here. Duress. Shit, I'm losing my Sadistically. That card's really good. They got it in their main deck. That's smart. I've boarded it in basically every round. My Glee is over. No longer gleeful. Only sad. I did draw a land. I can play that, and I'm going to use it to cast Ichor Wellspring. And then I'm going to Deadly Dispute the Ichor Wellspring away. Do I do this now? They've shown me Duress. Why would I do it now? I'm going to play the other Wellspring. Okay. Missing a land drop sucks, but we did, in addition to missing a land drop, miss out on our combo, because that land drop opened up Duress. I'm not sure what my opponent's doing. Okay, now we know. It's the mirror. I was about to say I haven't seen any green yet, but another mirror match is what this certainly looks like. And they are way ahead of me on resources. They have main deck Duress, massive structural improvement over my build for the mirror. Wildfire. Okay. Forest. Wildfire. Got a swamp. I have a Chrysalis now. Doesn't do anything, but I have it. Discard one of these landscapes. Okay, they have 6 cards in hand and a clear runway. I have been extremely outmatched in this mirror match, both due to deck construction and the way things played out. And them having the first Broodscale matters a lot. If I can make chumps for long enough, I can fend off an infinite power creature. They need a munitions to turn the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ironwork, or Shaman, not Ironworks. That's a different member of the Krark clan. Now blockers are worse. Oh. Can I flip it on them? Because I have the munitions. So we've got Broodscale, 1, 2. Adapt it, 1, 2. I think we're there. There's only one artifact on that side of the board. Okay. Broodscale, Glee, and I have munitions in my hand, so I can win here, unless they also main deck Snuff Out. I have Tamiyo Safekeeping, though. I actually have enough. I can beat Snuff Out, too. Adapt. Yeah, and then I'm going to have infinite colorless mana. They would need 2 Snuff Outs in their hand right now to win. Okay, begin the cycle. Got their Glee, their shit. I have to yield on all their shit, too. We can both enjoy infinitely large creatures. Yours is infinite plus 5ly large, but I deal infinite damage and you don't. Is there a timing window where they can kill my spawn so I don't have something that loops infinitely with munitions? I might have to safekeeping my spawn if they do that, but I do have coverage here. I'm just going to put more than 20 mana in the pool and then start doing stuff. Spawn's luckily not artifacts, or this Garkland Shaman would be doing stuff. They're just colorless. I have 21 mana floating now, which means I can cast this Munitions, and I'm holding up Tamiyo's Safekeeping. They didn't respond, though, so... Okay, cool. Does that work? Oh, no, that doesn't work. Because it sadistically doesn't care if you sacrificed it. It just cares if creatures died. That doesn't even come close to work. It actually gives me, like, 20 spawns. Never mind. All right. There was no timing there. But if there was timing there, I would have had it covered. Okay, Duress to match your main deck offerings. Well-constructed deck for the mirror, but I cheesed you out. I was due for a good draw. I'm not going to apologize. Multiple games with all 4 sadistic Glees in the bottom 20 cards of my deck. I'll just take one off the top. On the turn, I'm dead. That's fine. I won't apologize. Cleansing Wildfire. I don't know how important the ramp is here compared to having essential cards for the matchup. Like, I'm not even sure Chrysalis is that important. Yeah, I think it's about munitions and just assembling your combo. And I'm bringing in 6 ways to stop their combo and leaving in my munitions. I'm leaving in my Evolution Witness. I've grown on this because that's more copies of munitions. And if we do end up in a Duress Snuff Out slugfest, that's the type of thing that can get my missing piece. The classic double Snuff Out, no Swamp Hand. I'm going to mulligan this. I don't trust it. Oh god, this might be worse. The one-lander with Rumble. I've been hurt before. I'm going to mulligan. Okay, we did it. It took 1,000 mulligans, but we got to a hand that cast spells. I think I'm going to bottom Glee, because we've seen my opponent have Duress in their deck, and I could just do that later. Found the other Chrysalis. Did I board out 1 or 2? Boarded out 2, yeah. That was both of them that I'm playing. Visible to the eye. Another Snuff. Okay. This Deadly Dispute, I would like to find some material for it. Jealous of their Ichor Wellspring. Makeshift Munitions, well, that's just in play. Ain't shit to do about it. Ain't shit to do with that either. Mull to 5. Maybe they'll get overconfident and just shove. Hey, they're pinging me with Wellspring to draw a card. I don't like how they're hitting land drops and drawing cards. That's what I want to do. We did it. This is an X1 that dies immediately, so I'm not going to play it. Yeah, I'm not going to play it. Maybe I should have, though, because currently they can only sacrifice lands. Okay, I'm glad I didn't put that card into play. Maybe it was wrong not to, but the result is positive for me. I boarded out 2 Chrysalises and bottom 1 on my mulligan, but I find myself in a spot where I would be quite happy to just draw a land and put this into play. Deadly Dispute. They're doing the thing, fully firing over there. Duress, shit. You know what I'm holding. It's 2 Snuff Outs. Can you beat 2 Snuff Outs? Probably. It's not hard to beat 2 Snuff Outs from this position. Yeah, they're just shoving. Like, yeah, I got you, don't worry. Okay, I'm going to play my Chrysalis. And I'll play out this land I drew. Opponent's working with perfect info right now. I don't care about Broodscale until it picks up a sadistically, and if they have the Tamiyo Safekeeping protection, it doesn't matter when I do this, so I'm just going to chill. I currently have the largest creature in play, or the largest potential creature, versus their 7-card hand, and I don't feel great, though. Okay, Fanatical Offering. My build didn't have that. I just pulled the first one I got off MTG Goldfish. Seen 2 opponents now playing this card, and one of them had main deck Duress. Feel like they're on the cutting edge here. Let's hope they have 4 sadistic Glees in the bottom 20 cards of their deck. That's fun. Yeah, maps. Maps make a lot of sense when they also trigger your Broodscale. They didn't want Chrysalis. Meanwhile, I was very excited to draw Chrysalis. We are not the same. If they attack here, I will not block with anything. Didn't attack. That's smart. Ichor Wellspring, my goodness. Set me free. Let me out in the world. This unlocks these deadly disputes. Let's friggin' go. I'm going to use a spawn to do this. Got this colorless mana chilling. Draw 2 cards, get a treasure. Now I have munitions and I have safekeeping. Duress is in here somewhere. How do I want to sequence this? I could stick my munitions right now. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to sack spawn to do it. Okay, there's mine. Now we both have each other kind of in check. They're closer than I am. They have 2/3 of the combo. I have 1/3. Okay, chillin'. The fact that they didn't just shove a win last turn or the turn before it while they had full information about my hand makes me feel like maybe they just don't have it right now. Wildfire, okay. Still digging. I boarded those out. We'll see who gets rewarded here on that plan. Because right now, while nobody's really doing anything, them going up a land and up a card looks really good. But that also means they have air in their deck where I have only high impact cards left. Okay, an attack here is really interesting. I am going to block because if this Rootwalla, or this Broodscale, not a Rootwalla, just dies, I don't care if they use munitions to pick this off because now they're back down to 1/3 of the combo instead of 2/3. Like, go ahead, kill my Chrysalis. I don't care. Yeah, fine. It's dead. Not even going to save it, but I could. They have a follow-up Broodscale. Makes sense why they offered up the first one. Can I get it going here? Malevolent Rumble. Buy me the goods. Chromatic Star, Ichor Wellspring. These are not the goods. I'll take Ichor Wellspring. I'll play Ichor Wellspring, leaving up a suspicious green mana. A mountain. I think I'm just going to play this tap land and pass. They're adapting their Broodscale in the end step. This thing is now big enough to apply just normal Magic the Gathering pressure. I will not be blocking. I'm at 16. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage on board with munitions. Just have to keep track of that. It is a lot. I also have 3 mana up. I could throw 3 things at this Broodscale. Like if they go for Glee, I snuff out, they safekeeping. All right, this is all happening. Okay. Wow. They knew that was there. That's fascinating. Why didn't I just lose? Evolution Witness. Okay, they're setting it up again for next turn, but they need A and B back. And if they slap a Glee on this right now, they could get their whole graveyard back. Oh, fuck. I was supposed to ping that in response to it growing. I was just busy thinking about everything else, and now they get their whole graveyard back. Fascinating. Oh, wow. They had one of these too. Strong. Strong! Well, there's only one thing to do here, and that is 3 damage to this. Sack Eldrazi token. Munitions target this, sacking Ichor Wellspring. Krark Clan Shaman. There's 1. It's going to cost me a lot, but it's better than losing after I missed my chance on the Evolution Witness. They're adapting now. Does that just checkmate me? No, it's the opposite. Okay. Ping this, sack another land. Okay, that's dead. They'd never adapted. Another Sadistic Glee gone. I punted and still recovered. There's a lot going on with this deck. I have, it looks like just a kind of brainless AB combo, but there's so much more happening, and it's very cool. Now I can Evolution Witness. I wonder if they know how to do this, because I certainly didn't. Okay, evolve this. There's no timing window where I can do this in a way where they're not going to have mana up. Wow, snuff out. Okay. All right. I am now... This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. I'm at 1. Jeez. Makeshift munitions. Like I said, it's a lot going on for this little format of ours. I'm so disappointed I missed that ping on this 2-1. Just narrating, thinking about other stuff. This has been quite the league of me just playing tight as hell. First-time viewers are like, who is this guy? Why does he have a YouTube channel? Why does anyone watch it? All good questions. Okay, if you have a permanent, an artifact or a creature, you win. Do you have one of those things? Pass to my turn, which is good for me because that lets me put this blocker into play, who I can also safekeeping twice, gain a bunch of life, but they can ping it multiple times also. Can't really gain life here, never mind. That was fake. I could just target like makeshift munitions with safekeeping, or target one of my lands if I just want to gain life, but I don't just want to gain life. I want to do more. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing. They just went face with a ping in the end step. All right, they're just flinging stuff at me. If they overcommit this munitions, all right, they did not. They decided that was enough. 2 was the amount of damage they were going to do to me in that end step. Okay, they have 6 damage on board. I can let them fling the first 6 and then, or the first 5 and then respond. Okay, they are dealing 1 to me. I'm at 5. I have a gain 4 in my hand. I think I should just target a land when I cast the first safekeeping. Trying to protect this Kark Clan Shaman seems like a big mistake. But if they do successfully connect with their 4-power creature, then that undoes everything and I'm very dead. Maybe I have to protect the Shaman. I think they just have me beat here, honestly. As long as they don't mess up. I went face with that again. They have exactly lethal in play without attacking. I'm at 3. I'm at 2. I'm at 1. Okay, they're putting me to 1. I'm going to Tamiyo safekeeping my forest to make sure I don't get blown out by a removal spell. I'm at 3, and they spent their whole board putting me to 2. Why didn't that 4/3 creature attack? I would have pinged Kark Clan Shaman first, and then see if I can connect with the 4. They just got really antsy there, I guess. Do I want to Deadly Dispute away the Shaman? I think I need to, yeah. I don't think that 1-power creature is going to change the game, but drawing 2 cards might. We're given new life. And I'm holding another gain 2. Rumble. 2 Glees. I'll take one of them. And I milled over the flashback thing. I'm going to Deadly Dispute this spawn away. Multiple safekeepings and multiple green mana. Okay, passing the turn. We now find ourselves in a spot I did not expect to be in. 1 Tamiyo safekeeping killed 8 of my opponent's permanents. Bummer. Okay. I'm going to safekeeping this makeshift munitions in response to duress. They'll probably take Glee, but just get that extra life in the bank, knowing that they have munitions. Cycling landscape. Goodness, we're just going to my turn. Big draws. That's not it. I have the Eviscerator's Insight. I can play that, sacking a treasure in their end step, and that plays around duress. This gives me a full open turn to do what I want to do. 1 Writhing Chrysalis just puts me back to 1, functionally on board, not even accounting for the giant combat body. Wildfiring my mountain. Well, good bet that I don't play 2 of those, but I have 3 uncounterable or untouchable red sources. Could I sack a land to this? Did I blow it? Artifact or creature? No, it was fine. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sack a treasure. Blood Fountain. Let's go. Writhing Chrysalis. Also, let's go. Okay, Blood Fountain. Start there. My graveyard is full of heaters. And I'll play this Swamp, and I'll play this Chrysalis. I have enough still left over to activate Blood Fountain in the end step, and Tamiyo safekeeping to protect my creature. Getting back Evolution Witness with Blood Fountain is an infinite loop. Then I can get back Blood Fountain with the Witness. Uh-oh. Opponent drew a good one. At the same time, I drew a good one. I can ping their spawns before they make their Chrysalis bigger, but I don't think I want to do that. I don't think that's the angle this game's being fought on. End step, Blood Fountain, get back Chrysalis and Evolution Witness. Leaving up green from treasure. Throughout. Okay. We're doing stuff. We're doing stuff. Sadistically. Okay. Okay. I'm going to play Witness. And I think I'm going to Glee the Witness and just try to value their face off. Glee the Witness. Wow. Okay. That resolved. Activate Witness. I'm going to get back Tamiyo safekeeping. Oh, wait. No, this is a permanent card. Shit. I'm not going to get back Tamiyo safekeeping. That's cheating. Wellspring, Blood Fountain. Guess I'll get back Blood Fountain. And cast Blood Fountain. Makes a blood. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. This makes my Chrysalis bigger, and it gets me back another permanent. I think I want Ichor Wellspring, but then I'm going to play Chrysalis. This is crazy. I feel like I have reached the stratosphere of what's possible in life. I probably should have attacked there. I don't know what's going on anymore. 2 mana in the end step. Deadly Dispute. I think I want to respond to this and deal 3 damage to their Chrysalis, but then they could sack. I guess I can't do that. Alright, you just get to draw cards. My Evolution Witness continues being huge, though. Get back another Wellspring. I'm very close to getting back Krark Clan Shaman just being a one-shot. Because if I sack a few artifacts, kill some large number of spawns, the Witness and the Chrysalis gets bigger, and my opponent won't be able to block. I'm just worried about getting burned out here. They can currently 3 me. Should I just gain 2 life to get ahead of it? Like, if my opponent puts a permanent into play and then duresses me, I lose. But I could play around that by just going to 6 now. Alright, well, there's the permanent. If they have duress, I lose. Yeah, this being not a spell is bad. Okay, I mean, they actually just win here, but I hope they don't notice it. This, not having a chance to respond to this is really bad. Just immediately put them in range of killing me without any additional opportunity to respond. I hope they sack this to put a +1 counter on something and draw a card. Nope, they found the line. I have lost the game. If only it was possible to get back Tamio's safekeeping with Evolution Witness. If only. The card did not do what it says it does. Yep. I am dead. And they know it. I will safekeeping anyway. You one more moment to make a mistake. Disappointed. That was cool, though. I mean, I was behind that entire game, just eating shit. We were only in that game because the opponent went too hard on makeshift munitions at that one point. So that actually came down to a spot where Writhing Chrysalis was just really good and a giant combat object. Blood Fountain ended up being sick. I think I can play with less shamans. Cut one of those. And do I cut a Rumble? I mean, Rumble seems really good at assembling the combo, but it seems hard to combo in this post-board configuration. I'm just going to bring in my Chrysalises and go into tank mode. If we're both just holding the fort, just put the biggest creature I have into play. Okay, I have the boy and Blood Fountain to rebuy the boy. I'm going for it. I think just ramming Broodscale into play, adapting it, and attacking for 3 until they deal with that is a reasonable thing to do. That's kind of how the game started for them, and that got them into the position where just burning me out was good. That game was also a clinic in why makeshift munitions probably should not be a common. And I'm not calling for the card to be banned, I'm just saying in terms of why was it downshifted at all is very strange. The idea of just making Pauper players deal with this card forever because you wanted a slightly different sack outlet for red-black sacrifice as a draft archetype in one limited print product. I hate it. Thanks for asking. Okay, I'm just going to shove Broodscale. Get it into play. Maybe it makes them play weird. Maybe they just snuff it out. Whatever. Either way, it's fine. Broodscale's in play. They did fetch a swamp, which indicates snuff out. And now I'm driving. Duress. I think I want to attack first. And I'm not going to adapt. Or I'm not going to cast... No, I'm not going to adapt because I want to get this 2 damage through. They've been kind of telegraphing snuff out. And if they snuff out in response to this, I could sack this to draw 2 cards, and then I didn't waste 2 mana on adapting that. Now I basically just got multiple cards out of that exchange. And Duress, wow, it's literally all spells. I think I want the Wildfire. Or no, Dispute Wellspring is a combo. Yeah, these are just all card advantage spells. I'm actually going to take Dispute. I think taking Dispute makes it the hardest for them to come back. And I'm just not worried about Sadistic Glee because I have Snuff Out in my hand and they have no path towards removing it. Yeah, there's the Wildfire. It's wild when you duress your opponent and their whole hand is just 2 mana divinations. They did not hit the land drop. That's good news. Wellspring, speaking of 2 mana divinations, I'm going to spend 4 mana and draw 5 cards right now. Let's go. Fill me up. That's a lot of cards. It's a messed up engine. There's the Wellspring. Here's my Wellspring. Sadistic Glee has appeared in my hand. Another one. Chromatic Star. Slagwood Bridge. And pass. Blood Fountain can pick up the Broodscale sometime in the near future. They found another. Draw 2 effect. They do play more of them than I do, it seems. Found the land. Sadistic Glee, 6 other cards in hand. They have recovered from the initial duress and stumble, but we both have a lot of stuff going on. All right, exile target artifact or enchantment. Okay. What do you want? Blood Fountain? Wellspring? It's probably Blood Fountain. Oh wow, they want my land. And I guess that's reasonable, but I'd been more worried about Blood Fountain personally, as it represents half the combo. Got more lands. That plays a lot of those. Not worried about it. Okay, I am holding up Snuff Out, and I'm gonna get back the Broodscale, and I am representing my whole combo. It's unprotected, though. I think I don't care about that. Writhing Chrysalis, now you're tapped out. This is big if true. Okay, end of turn, Blood Fountain. And if they've got a Snuff Out, they're good. I drew Duress, LOL. Duress you. Show me that Snuff Out. We did it. Okay, you've got the combo in your hand. You've got Chrysalis as well. How do I do this? I have Snuff Out, so I'm not worried about the combo. We've got Play the Thing. All right, yeah, take Snuff Out. Land, Broodscale, Glee, level up, or whatever this is called, adapt, and begin the loop. Infinite colorless available, and I can kill X3 and smaller creatures while also drawing 2 cards. I can also blood token away this backup Sadistic Glee and give myself a YOLO chance at munitions. So I can actually see a lot of cards here. Turns out infinite mana gives you some choices. So I can sack Chromatic Star for black. I don't think wrathing the board is where I want to be, at least not this turn. Okay, so I sack Chromatic Star for black, which can flashback Eviscerator's Insight, sacking Ichor Wellspring. Okay, make a black. We're looking for munitions. Sack Wellspring, Twisted Landscape, and no munitions. Blood token's still live. Use that. Guess this mana is as good as any other. Probably better. Discard Slagwood's Bridge. And draw a card. No love. Okay. My 15 colorless mana will go unspent. But that's okay. I know their whole hand right now. I know it does not beat what I'm doing. And I get to see a million more cards next turn. Oh, come on! No. Alright, well. I guess I have to snuff out this Chrysalis. No, does that even matter? Do I snuff anything? And them having 2 infinitely large creatures beats me having 1 that they got. Alright, fine. Okay. I mean, that's what I drew last turn too, so I guess fair's fair. Okay. You could duress me, Sadistic Glee number 2, or Deadly Dispute. You probably take Deadly Dispute here. Oh, they took the backup Glee. Okay. I'd rather see more cards. That's fine. There's your Broodscale. I'm just F6ing. I'm drifting under 5 minutes on the clock, but we've been even this game. Okay, go ahead. I have yielded to my Broodscale, and every +1 counter they put on theirs, I actually net a spawn. And they don't have any more redraws or access to any more mana, any more colored mana. So these Chrysalises are stuck in hand until next turn. All right, Deadly Dispute, dig me out of this. Find the munitions. All right, I have multiple disputes now. Sack one of these. Set my yields. Dispute, sacking this. All right, let's dig through this deck, find the munitions. Shut it down. Chrysalis. Don't need that yet. Dispute. Sack the new spawn. Come on, munitions, or more redraws. Tamio safekeeping, I hate this. Okay. I could cycle the landscape, or I could play Chrysalis. I'm going to play Chrysalis. I can cycle landscape in the future. There's no good attack here. Let's pass the turn. I have safekeeping up. That duress last turn was so annoying. Come on! That was off the top! Okay, you win. Okay, that was a tough league on the drawing cards that mattered front. But we also saw in the mirror matches, opponents kind of looking more teched out than me. We saw more copies of Deadly Disputes, the one that makes a map, whatever that one's called. We saw an opponent who had multiple of those. The map put a +1 counter, which triggers your adapt creatures, so there's some extra synergy there. Might just be straight up more copies of that. I don't know if we need 2 Crockland Shamans in the main. I don't know if we need any of that in the main. And I get that it clears blockers, but with munitions, I would be focused more on going infinite. Now that I have thoughts about the build of this deck after seeing it in action for 5 rounds and playing against it twice, probably want more Deadly Disputes, less Crockland Shamans, maybe a 3rd munitions. And the second one doesn't matter, but it was very important throughout all of this. I'm going to leave this here. This was a long, tiresome league full of trials and tribulations, and this deck's kind of cool. The mirror is pretty unsatisfying, honestly. It just feels like a card drawing contest and not really interesting. The non-mirror matches I played were pretty interesting, though. We got to do some cool stuff. Extremely combo-heavy league. I played against 5 combo decks, right? It was the Gruul Storm, 2 mirrors, familiars, and I forget what my 5th opponent was. But I played against at least 4 combo decks. That's a lot of that going on in Pauper right now. That's not a judgment, just a statement. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon. I'll see you next time.